Hi friends, and welcome back to Playing Tribute to Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Chapter 8, The Final Witch Trial. I've gotten pretty good at doing the intros before the chapter shows up. Oh yeah, we're outside. I forgot about that. It's finally starting. The last witch trial. The witch's court will no longer serve any purpose once the great witch Espella is burned. I'm not liking the fact that... So we discovered that the whole, burning thing was, fake. Or something, because the witches were alive, or the people that were sent to flame were alive. And, I know it was a whole, contraption down there that led to the cart. But we're outside now. What kind of contraption do they have for this witch? They built it just now, so of course they wouldn't build this contraption where the witches are actually alive. The townspeople are not privy to this information. So how is this going to go down? And is the person who's found guilty of being a witch going to actually die? Also, Espella is still in zombie mode. But Espella isn't Espella. I'm not buying it one bit. I mean, the storyteller is her father. I don't know what happened between them, but a father would never do that to his child. I think you're right, Maya. But no one else does. They're all throwing accusations at her. I just feel so sorry for Espella. It feels like this whole case is under some kind of bad spell. A spell? Yeah, I just can't see it yet. That's why it's so vital that we expose the real witch behind all this. We've got to do it during this trial. I believe in you, Nick. Oh, by the way. Yeah? What are you going to do during this trial? I mean, if you're thinking about watching. What? You mean you don't want me to be by your side? Oh. She can't because she should be dead. Oh, that's so weird. You mean you don't want me to be by your side? I didn't take you for such a cold-hearted guy, Nick. That's not what I mean. Let me finish before you start jumping to conclusions. What I was going to say is that you can't let people see you. You're supposed to be, dead. You were cast into the flames, remember? Oh, right, that. You mean after I was on trial for the murder of Sir Top Hat? Don't underestimate me, Sir Blue Knight. Huh? I've already got it covered. What are you gonna... Oh gosh. Check it out! I brought this with me. With this masterful disguise, I shall be transformed into Maya the Ironclad. I found it in Barnum's room and figured I'd borrow it for a while. Don't tell me you're going to the trial wearing that helmet. I sure am. Can't be Maya the Ironclad without being clad in some iron. Let's just hope Barnum doesn't flip out if he sees you wearing his trusty headgear. Anyway, I'm going to do what I can to help. We've got to save Espella, right? We will. Come on, let's get going. It's time to break whatever bad spell Espella's under, and put an end to these witch trials once and for all. Right! You're okay with that, aren't you, Espella? She's fine. Yeah, that's some real fire.
There's a ton of people out there, Nick.
Let's do this. Come on.
They're all wearing cloaks, too. Getting all the grim vibes going.
Now, as scheduled, the trial of Espella Cantabella shall commence forthwith. Knights of the court, are you ready now to cross your swords of justice?
The Knights of the Inquisition have spent countless years trying to track down the elusive Great Witch. The secret of her identity shall finally be brought to light in this very court. All those present, pay attention, so that the truth may be burned into your memory. Today, the legend of the Great Witch shall become a closed chapter in the history of Labyrinthia.
That was a cool little effect with her claw.
You could cut the atmosphere with a knife. It's so loaded, but at the same time, oddly subdued.
And now, the whole truth shall be revealed to all. The moon, eye of the night, shall bear witness to that. Don't you agree, Defender?
Your Honor, the defense is ready.
How regrettable. I see you won't allow yourself to be provoked.
You may now begin your opening statement, High Inquisitor Darklaw. Thank you. People of Labyrinthia, the story has ended. Its end has been sealed through the storyteller's death. The one who put an end to the life of the storyteller and to the story which governed our lives was the Great Witch Espella. I have to wonder whether he's actually dead, though. Because, like all the others, well, again, I don't know about the people from the first case, where it was, or the second case, the two thugs, but Layton's fine. So, I don't know. A foul embodiment of evil who has long been lurking among us, concealed deep within the consciousness of a certain girl. I'm sure you are all aware of her name. I refer, of course, to Espella Cantabella. Oh, her cat's there to help her. How lovely. Emotional support. Today at dusk, a tragedy unfolded right in front of us all. A giant fire dragon descended into the town square, devouring the storyteller. It was a nightmarish vision that we shall never be able to forget. That fearsome fire beast, which we had only heard tell through legend, returned at the hand of the Great Witch. Indeed, it was just as in the illustrations of the legendary fire. And the girl, within whose heart lies the Great Witch herself, has committed her final and most heinous crime. The crime of patricide. May this trial serve as an offering. An offering to the storyteller who can be with us no longer. Thank you, High Inquisitor. The Inquisition may now begin its proceedings. As I have said, this unthinkable crime took place in the town square, within plain sight of all Labyrinthians. Everyone is a witness. Surely there can be no need for a formal interrogation. You can't say that. I suggest you mind your temper, Defender. In a few moments, you will have no option but to accept the truth. Once we hear it from the very mouth of the accused. Oh, you're gonna let her talk? From Espella? I love the claw things. It's really cool animation. The Inquisition hereby demands that the accused Espella Cantabella testify about her crime. Or rather, that she confess to it. She's like hypnotized though, it's not fair. Inquisition's request shall be granted. Bring Espella Cantabella down to the witness stand. She's away from the fire. This is it, the last trial. In all likelihood, Espella will admit to the charges. There's only one chance to break whatever spell she's under. When she testifies, there are bound to be some clues to the truth in there. Sure. Let's hope so. that you're here, witness. State your name, and tell us your real name as well.
My name is Espella Cantabella, but I have another name too. Bazella.
Order, order, order in the court. You really do admit that you are the Great Witch. You openly concede that you are Espella herself, the cause of all evil and destruction? Yes. I knew it. We're done. She's Espella. How terrifying. I mean, she killed her own father. How dare she kill our beloved storyteller? We don't want a trial. We want to see her burn. Burn! Burn! The Inquisition was right. The accused herself is spoken. It would seem there is no need for an interrogation. I assure you there is none. The only possible verdict has been clear to everyone from the very beginning.
Hold it!
Let's hear Espella's, the accused side of the story. Magic magic exists in this world, right? So if you think about it, Espella could be under the influence of a spell too. What I would like to know is this. Just who in the world are you, young knight? Oh, me? How to put it? I feel as if we've met somewhere before. It was... where was it again? In court? We haven't. It's just your imagination, Your Honor. I mean, my lord. As for who I am... I'm with Sir Blue Knight. Not in a romantic way, of course. Is this a friend of yours, Defender? Yes. And, don't comment on the helmet, please. She really wouldn't, like to have her face seen. How can I put this gently? It's not something you'd want to look at. What are you talking about? You make it sound like there's a problem with my face. I can assure you we have no interest in your face, miss. Although I do wonder where you acquired that particular helm. Why is that? A helm of that ilk is not something you can simply purchase from a street stall. Well, I found it in the forest. Finders keepers, you know. What are you doing, Maya? You promised me you wouldn't draw any attention. Sorry, Nick. I lost it a bit. Well, anyway, the defense's opinion is as follows. We should hear the defendant's testimony before coming to a verdict. There may be some things even she isn't aware of. How amusing. As this is to be the last witch trial ever held, perhaps it is only fitting that we cross swords before you accept your defeat. Or cross claws. I agree. Thus the accused herself will now testify. Miss Cantabella, tell the court of your involvement in this incident. I finally realize that Bazella has been lying dormant within me. Oh. Her eyes are normal. Her eyes are normal. Why are her eyes normal? Once everything fell and the rain ceased, I climbed up the wooden stairs of that bell tower and awaited the parade. I waited for my father's speech to end, and then I summoned the fire dragon. I don't know why I killed my father. That's very unusual testimony. Okay, we do know that the bell tower was constantly guarded, so how on earth did she get up there? And then we've got this, which is there's the stairs going up to here, which is where the crime took place. And then, of course, the belfry, which has nothing. No stairs going up to it. That was very unusual testimony. When you use magic against your father, are you doing so as Espella Cantabella, or as the Great Witch Bazella? A most fascinating query. However, it matters not. The Inquisition has ingeniously solved the query by disregarding it. What matters is that Bezella exists within this girl. Being a witch is a crime. Such a fundamental rule will always hold. And this girl here is not just any witch. She is the Great Witch. Espella has admitted to the charges, just as I suspected. I just have to hope I can find some contradictions in her testimony. If I don't, we can kiss this trial goodbye. Okay, we press before we present. The defense may begin the interrogation. Defender, steady your sword of justice. Should I see it waver, or point in the wrong direction, I'll not hesitate to cut down your arguments and end this interrogation. You'd better keep that in mind. They always like to threaten wasting time with trials here. Okay. Hold it! Where were you before that? We were looking for you. I'm not sure. When I came to, I was in the town. It was pouring, so I wanted to go down to Patty's bakery to wait for it to stop. But I couldn't face her, so I just went to the forest instead. So you were in the forest until the incident. I couldn't find you, though. The rain finally stopped and the time came. I made my way over to the town square. I was feeling strange, as if I wasn't myself. Then I noticed I was up in the bell tower, looking down at the square. Espella's not a witch, and that means there's got to be something strange about this statement. Just continue your testimony. Yes, my lord. Okay. Phoenix has confirmed that there is something wrong here, so...
Objection!
Let's jump right into it, shall we? Vigilantes were guarding the bell tower all day. Is that the vigilantes' report? Indeed, and according to this, the vigilantes have been constantly guarding the entrance to the bell tower, ever since it appeared. However, there is nothing about Espella going up to the tower in their report.
Objection!
Oh, your memory must have failed you. That girl is a witch, the Great Witch at that. It's only natural to assume that she used something akin to invisibility magic. Isn't that so, witness? Well, where's the staff, then? Yes, I used an invisibility spell to enter the tower unnoticed.
Objection!
Even magic follows certain rules in this world. Witches need to be holding a Talia Magica in order to use magic. And you weren't in possession of one at the time. Oh!
Objection!
How horrifying your ignorance is. Excuse me? Did you honestly think the difference between a regular witch and the Great Witch was in her name alone? The Great Witch, unlike other witches, can command any magic she desires without the use of a witch's scepter.
Objection!
That's news to me. For Labyrinthine should know about that. A witch's scepter can hold only 2 magic gems at once. Who ever heard of a Great Witch that could only use 2 spells? That's unfortunate. Order! Order! In any case, this should convince you that the accused entered the tower. This is a sketch showing footprints. It was raining before the parade reached the town square. Obviously, if you walk through muddy streets before climbing up the staircase, you will inevitably leave footprints on the steps. This sketch shows that there were indeed muddy footprints present on the bell tower stairs. And since you no doubt will be quick to ask, I can tell you that they match the sole of the accused's shoes. It is certain that the accused climbed up the bell tower after the rain had fallen. Very well. Court accepts the sketch as evidence. How am I going to use this to my aid? I almost pity you, Defender. The evidence you threw in our faces with such verve was sadly useless. Indeed. It would seem there were no problems with that testimony after all. Let's not waste time. Carry on with the interrogation. That is, if the Defender hasn't run out of ideas yet. The judge seems ready to announce the verdict any second now. I've got to find a flaw in her testimony and fast. I need a solid lead in this case. Things now.
Hold it!
It's the only way to get more information. You summoned the fire dragon with that spell Grandworm, right? Yes, that's the one. Although I won't say it now. I'm sure something terrible would happen if I did. That's fine, absolutely fine. No need to prove that statement. In fact, the court forbids you to prove it. Of course I won't say it. Something strange about this statement. I think I know exactly what was bothering me about it. She used that dragon summoning spell but didn't have a witch's scepter. The Great Witch can use all spells without using a scepter, right? I mean, it's a little too overpowered, don't you think? That's probably what makes the Great Witch, well, great. She'd be a pretty sorry Great Witch if she could only use 2 spells. Uh-huh, yeah, I guess so. But didn't it come from the pendant? Continue the interrogation. But I don't have the pendant. Because they took it from me.
Hold it!
As much as I hate to press this. And maybe because you didn't kill him.
Objection!
It's useless, Defender. Witness, who killed the storyteller? It was me. I summoned the fire dragon. I killed him. The storyteller chose his own death. That's a fact that cannot be changed. It is common knowledge that all things written in the story have become a reality. And Bezella's appearance had been written into the story's final chapter. She has no choice but to act out the role that has been written for her. In other words, everything happens in accordance with the storyteller's story. I gotta find these contradictions and fast. If the cross-examination ends now, what will happen to Espella? Shall we pronounce guilty and sentences the Great Witch Bezella? Talk about drastic measures. Hurry up and find something to object to, Nick. Haste makes waste, Maya. We need to gather more info first. The professor's bound to show up soon and bring us that awesome evidence we need. We can't let the trial end before then. I mean, that's true. Let's see what she has to say about this.
Hold it!
You say you finally realized? Yes, I've always had a feeling, but my memory's rather hazy. I've always felt as though I'm not who I think I am, and that I've forgotten something very important. Incidentally, did you become aware of Bezella's presence within you? It was when I went to the Great Archive with Mr. Layton and Luke. Ever since I saw the mural depicting Bezella, I started having strange flashbacks. I saw things from the distant past. Memories of the legendary fire. The legendary fire. I saw it. I was there when it happened. I saw the town consumed by flames. You couldn't have. That's impossible. The legendary fire occurred over 100 years ago. 500. And there were no survivors. Wait, if there are no survivors, what... Are the people here today not the descendants of the... Yes, I know that. But it's true, I remember it happening. Because I'm Espella. Nick? Have you noticed how weird Espella is acting today? Sure have. It's almost like just a puppet. But who's pulling the strings? Oh, hi, kitty cat. Emotional support? Eve. Nick, look! Check it out! It's Eve! She must be here to root for Espella. I don't think a cat's emotional support is going to help us all that much. Well, this is an unexpected intrusion. But as we're in the middle of an interrogation, I will ask the witness to carry on with her testimony. Yes, my lord. Wait. Oh, I get it. The cat's there so she can respond. Okay. Hold it! Let's see if the cat responds. You summon the fire dragon with the spell Grandworm. That's the one. Something terrible will happen. Don't prove it. I won't say it. There's something strange about the statement. I think I know exactly what's bothering me about it. She's dragging the Witch Scepter. Okay, the cat didn't respond to that. Oh, but there was a point where she was like, "Who killed your father?" I did. So maybe during this part, hold it. Respond in that, like, when she's all hypnotized. Objection. Whenever she's looks hypnotized or whatever, maybe the cat will respond. Really, nothing, kitty cat? Okay. Gotta find these contradictions and fast. Always has black cat. Oh, the Great Witch Priscilla. Oh, there's new stuff. The Great Witch Priscilla always has a black cat by her side, huh? Frizella's always accompanied by a cat. She should have had it with her. The incident happened. The footprints. Think I might be onto something? The witch with the trusty black cat. She was there.
Hold it! Objection!
The vigilantes didn't see you. Obviously, that would be because she used an invisibility spell. Yes, that's true. Espella, do you have a clear recollection of using such a spell? I don't. But I have footprints on the stairs, so I think it's pretty clear that I must have. Am I supposed to question without it responding? It's clear as evidence. There can be no room for doubt. Really, Darklaw? I say it's pretty clear we don't have all the facts yet. Different approach. Okay, different approach.
Hold it!
Finally realized. My memory's rather hazy. Always felt as if I remember things. I saw the fire. I have memories of the legendary fire. That's impossible. It happened 100 years ago. Consuming flames. I know that. Espella. Okay. The cat was there when the fire dragon was being summoned. No scepter. OP. But she's the Great Witch. Okay, I'm gonna try when she's hypnotized here.
Objection!
Right here.
Hang on!
I have a question for you, Eve. The music stopped. Is that meaningful? Eve? Just what on earth are you doing, Defender? Huh? I was just... Eve is Espella's friend, so I was wondering if she might want to have some input. Whether or not this furry little witness can contribute to the testimony seems to be obvious at a glance. Is that so? I guess questioning a cat wasn't the best idea. Where's Luke when you need him? Do you wish to say something, High Inquisitor Darklaw? I just remembered a line from a fairy tale that I heard when I was little. A fairy tale about Espella. The Great Witch Espella is always accompanied by a black cat. Or so it claimed. It would seem there was a grain of truth in that fairy tale after all. That's true. Eve always follows me. Always? Oh, Nick! That means... they must have been together when the incident happened too. Yes, that's what I'm getting to. Now that you mentioned it. I think I saw a black cat at the bell tower when it happened. Oh yes, Eve was with me in the bell tower. So yeah, no footprints up the stairs. Is that the point? Your Honor. Yes, Defender. The defense requests that Miss Cantabella's comment, here it is, be added to the testimony. Very well, request granted. Witness, add what you just said about the cat to your testimony. Yes, my lord. Okay, I'm gonna need to press before I present.
Hold it!
This always happens to me. I'm sure it's just a present, but you never know. So the cat Eve always follows you wherever you go. Not necessarily always. But when I'm especially sad or happy, like when something's out of the ordinary happens, she's always there with me. I can't remember since when, but Eve has long been my dear friend. Something amiss, High Inquisitor Darklaw? No, it's nothing. It just made me think that little dog and that fellow's Barnum around. You mean Constantine? That little puffball is so cute, too. I bet Barnum cuddles him all the time when no one's looking. When you climbed up the bell tower, your cat was with you, is that correct? Yes, she was quietly following me. Espella looks so happy when she talks about the cat. Okay, let's present. We've done it. We can actually use this sketch.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Espella. But there's a problem with that statement. A problem? You went up the bell tower in the evening, after it stopped raining, correct? Yes, I think so. After all, there's proof of that. My footprints were left on the stairs. That's right. There were footprints on the steps. However, there's something missing in the sketch. Missing? What do you mean, Defender? There are no paw prints of Espella's cat, Eve. Oh. You said Eve was following you, right? In which case, naturally, there would have to be cat paw prints on the stairs as well. Ah!
Objection!
And here I thought you would say something that makes sense. Such a silly assertion as that can be easily explained. The cat must have climbed up onto the accused's shoulders. Is that not the case, witness? Yes, it was on my shoulders. She dislikes dirt, so it's muddy. She tends to climb up on my shoulders.
Objection!
Then why didn't you say that before? You testified that the cat was following you.
Objection!
This is such a trifling matter, Defender. You would do well to just let it go.
Objection!
It's the only thing I have to hold on to. It might seem that way to you, but it has important implications. It shows that Espella's testimony is unreliable. What do you mean? For a while now, Espella hasn't been testifying in her own words. All the vital parts of her testimony have come from High Inquisitor Darklaw. She made Espella say these things.
Objection!
Are you claiming that I, the High Inquisitor, am responsible for making the accused commit perjury? Well, if that's not the case, then there's one more possibility. Namely that the witness, Miss Cantabella, has no clear recollection of what happened this evening. What? Are you saying the witness has no memory of the incident? Espella, do you actually remember what happened? Do you remember entering the bell tower and summoning the fire dragon? Yes. You say you also remember the legendary fire which burned this town to the ground. Yes, I do. Even though it was just a long time ago. And you remember tonight's events just as clearly? Do you truly remember summoning that terrifying fire dragon and killing your own father? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Now we're getting somewhere. Espella, am I not? I can remember the legendary fire. So then why can't I remember anything about what happened tonight? Your Honor, the defendant is confused and cannot remember what happened. Therefore, her confession that she is the Great Witch is not credible.
Objection!
What are you talking about, Defender? She admits that she's Bezella.
Objection!
Not in her right mind. Her testimony doesn't hold together. I'm more than one person. Who is the other one within me? No! Espella! Court attendants, carry the accused to the emergency care room. She's away from the fire. Brief summary of the accused current situation. Espella Cantabella became extremely agitated during the interrogation and proceeded to lose consciousness. She remains unconscious, although her life is not in danger, until the verdict at least. Well, that's a relief. She had me pretty worried there. Nick, I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything, but this is just what we needed. I'm not sure I follow. The professor's out looking for clues to help us out, right? That means all we've got to do is buy some more time until he returns with his findings. Well, that's right. It's just what we're going to do. Your Honor? It's impossible to continue the trial while the defendant isn't present. And also, it's possible that someone at the crime scene was manipulating the defendant. The defense proposes an intermission in order to carry out further investigation. What's your opinion of this, High Inquisitor Darklaw? My opinion is that the defender is just playing for time. She saw right through me. She was all right through my plan. However, I shall allow it. As long, of course, as the townsfolk who have gathered here have no objections. Very well, then. So be it. The court shall be adjourned until tomorrow.
Hold it!
You, defender, stop messing around!
Oh, hello, Vigilante. Nice to see you again.
What he said! What he said! You can't squirm your way out of this! What he said! What he said! 'Cause we know everything! What he said! What he said! We will reveal your wrongdoings to everyone gathered here! We shall do this!
My wrongdoings? Order, order, order! If anyone here should be silenced, it is not us, but that defender over there. Huh? And who are you? You asked who we are? We are the ones who watch the bell tower, guard the bell tower, and take cover from rain in the bell tower. We are the bell tower guards known as the Vigilantes. And I am their captain. Oh, right. That guy showed up at the crime scene when we were trying to investigate it. You there. You, defender. Yes. What was it you said earlier? While taking advantage of all the confusion like the rascal you are? You said someone at the crime scene may have been manipulating the accused? We vigilantes were at the crime scene. Are you suggesting we were manipulating that witch? No, that's totally not what I... Don't think you can silence us like that. We shall have our say now. We sure will, no matter what anyone else has to say about it. We are the vigilantes, dutiful and righteous, superior, happy, fulfilled on the job. Our passion is burning and our blood is red. If you fail to let us speak out, we will have no choice but to turn onto violence. Disapprove of violence, burning of which is being a necessary exception, naturally. In which case, it's best to just let them have their say. Huh? You may not know this, but it's not unusual for the accused to fall unconscious in this court. No kidding. Let's lend our ears to the brave knights. We shall hear what they have witnessed. Very well. These knights will be accepted as witnesses. They may testify. People of Labyrinthia, do you hear word of the judge? Today's trial is not over yet. In fact, it is just beginning. Ooh. Oh, I thought there was going to be more. I guess it was more like, ooh. Woo, yay. Something like that. Now, Vigilante Captain Boystrom. Jeez. You may testify to your heart's content. I don't know why I didn't do a voice there, sorry. I got lazy for a second. Lady Darklaw, thank you for this honor. I will talk to my heart's content. You can be sure of that. Oh, joy. So much for buying some time. Well, you know, if he's talking to his heart's content, maybe we're still buying some time. Go ahead, say everything you need to say, buddy. Yes men going on here. Oh, there's a different person that's going on here. What is happening? Why are there so many guards? Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. What the heck is this? We vigilantes despise injustice and inequality. We shall remain united, friendly, confident, and self-reliant. We've come to do away with this fiendish defender trying to protect the witch. We shall fight, and we shall protect our town from this villainous defender. Yeah, whatever. Did I just hear something crash to the floor? Honorable Vigilantes, let's first hear your proud names. I'm Vigilante number 1, the captain of this unit. My name is Boystrom. And Vigilante number 2, my name is Lottolance. And I am Vigilante number 3, my name is Balmung. They say dogs that bark don't bite, but I assure you I do bite. Vigilante number 4, name's Lywood. I'm Vigilante number 5. My name is Shaky. And I, Vigilante number 6, and am no more than a hopeless slave to love. My humble name is Servius. I'm the steel angel gracing the Vigilantes with my sweet presence. My name's Foxy, don't you dare forget. I am but a man who wants nothing more than to feel Foxy's steel heels on his back. You can call me Tread-On. Sure. Vigilante number 9. I go by the name of Bill Chanel. As for me, I am the 10th Vigilante. Nothing more, nothing less, just that. Okay, wordsmith. It's no use, I cannot remember that many new names and faces at once. Yeah, me neither, dude. Well, anyway, honorable witnesses, you may testify about this evening's incident. This is gonna be ridiculous. Tell us about everything you saw on this dreadful night. 10 witnesses? Are you crazy? Are you trying to make me go crazy? I'm just trying to think of how this is gonna go with the interrogation and interrogating more than one person. I hope that it doesn't go too crazy. We have been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared. No one's ever said a bad word about us. The defender tried to hide decisive proof that the girl is the Great Witch, but he couldn't fool us. Oh, right. They're accusing me of trying to hide the pendant. Before the rain, after the rain, at no point did a single suspicious person approach the bell tower. But then suddenly footprints appeared on the bell tower stairs. When I saw them, I thought, it's that witch. My eyes went hazy. It made me shake and I got dizzy. The rain stopped and a beautiful butterfly appeared at our side. Rain is so loathsome. My steel stilettos get dirty from the mud, and my lovely hair loses its texture. You have no idea how delightful it is when Foxy steps on us in her dirty stilettos, imprinting the mud on our backs. I didn't run away. I did my duty when I discovered the intruder. I tell ye. I've been mulling over this incident. Just now, the realization dawned on me. I remember nothing. Thanks, wordsmith. Well, I suppose that could be summed up by saying, you all did the best you could. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. The vigilantes have been taking turns guarding the bell tower since its appearance. Only a witch could have gone past them unnoticed. Yes, that would seem to be true. However, I must say that something caught my attention in the testimony. Defender. Yes, Your Honor. Have you been concealing important evidence? Huh? Why would I do that? Don't think you'll get off the hook by claiming you forgot about it. Right, Captain Boystrom? Of course you won't. Defender, you and your companion tampered with the crime scene. And tried to sneak away with a very important piece of evidence. We did? Wait, was he talking about the pendant? In the end, we gave it to you guys. We weren't trying to steal it or anything. That's absurd. We saw you putting it in your pocket. Oh, right, that. Evidence we retrieved from you has been passed on to the Inquisition. We've done our citizenly duty. Isn't that so, Lady High Inquisitor Darklaw? This thing, was it? Oh, that's the pendant that Espella Cantabella is always wearing, is it not? We've seen that thing. That's Espella's pendant. She never goes out without it. Wait, didn't she have it on earlier? That's weird. It has to be her after all. She went to the bell tower and used witchcraft. Very well. The pendant will also be accepted as evidence. I don't think she's happy about that. Well, the accused was caught in the act, so this pendant doesn't change the situation much. Although it should at least clear any doubts as to whether or not she was at the crime scene. Oh man, if it appeared just 5 seconds later, they wouldn't have seen us swiping that thing. Right, Nick? Are you okay? You're spacing out. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Is it just me? Darklaw looked mighty uncomfortable just now. What's more, on closer inspection, the pendant seems to have some blackish stains on the strap. Oh yeah, I see it. What's going on there? Defender, you may begin your interrogation. I'm gonna try so hard to stick to the important stuff here. I don't care about people saying bad word. I want to clear the air here. Oh my gosh, look at all the faces down at the bottom. The proof you're talking about is this, correct? Yes, that's it. That's the pendant the accused is always wearing. The proof that she was at the crime scene. The strap on this thing has been torn. Of course it has, otherwise she wouldn't have dropped it. Right, but there must be a reason why it was torn. It wouldn't just snap on its own. Yes, that's right. You there, you rascal! I mean, defender? Yes. You no good for nothing. Useless swine! You're doing it again, huh? You're insulting the vigilantes. What? Someone tore the pendant from the girl's neck, huh? And you have the temerity to suggest it was us? That's what you wanted to say, isn't it? That we did it? No, that's not what... When this trial is over, we will hold our own trial in which you will be the accused. One more reason to prolong this trial as long as I can. hold on a moment. Hold on a minute. You saw the footprints on the steps too? Yes, muddy footprints left by one person. From the entrance all the way up. The footprints you saw, are they the ones shown in the sketch? These are the footprints from the bell tower? Yeah. And when did you notice these footprints? After the rain. Still quite some time before the incident. Wait a second, Lywood. I don't remember you reporting this to me. Yeah, that's right. I didn't report it. Lywood, why not? I thought you were serious about your duty, at least compared to the others. Why did you neglect to report that? You're right, Captain. It was out of character. I'm sure there's a good reason why I didn't report it to you. It's no use. I've forgotten. I think I'd remember if someone could give me a clue. Okay, why didn't you report the footprints? That guy, it's like he's teasing us. I only hope he remembers what it was. His testimony did give us some new information to go on. The culprit entered the bell tower soon after the rain stopped. I was going to say this probably isn't important. It's very random, but the randomness of it. Right? The randomness
Hold it!
Of it. You're, Mr. Shaky, right? Oh, dear. Yes, Shaky's the name. Are you feeling okay? Yes, I'm perfectly peachy. Looks can be deceiving. Did you see anything around the time of the incident? I've told you. My eyes were hazy. I was dizzy and ringing in my ears like crying of a girl. That's okay. That's all I wanted to know. What I'd like to know is how Mr. Shaky got into the Vigilantes in the first place. Maya, maybe it's better not to ask. Crying of a girl? The butterfly is random too.
Hold it!
What is this? A butterfly, you say? Yes, a butterfly, happily fluttering around, watching us from above. When I saw it, I thought, maybe my goddess has turned into this butterfly. What are you talking about? Gracefully moving from one flower to the next, like my goddess of love. The divine Foxy. I'm the seal angel gracing the Vigilantes with my sweet presence. My name's Foxy, don't you dare forget it. Nick, about that butterfly. I think that must have been a witch using a transformation spell. Seriously? You think a witch turned into a butterfly and flew up the bell tower? By the way, what happened to that butterfly? Ah, well, carelessly flew straight into the fire torch and burned. Huh? I feel enlightened by that sight. The butterfly cannot resist its dangerous attraction to the flame, even if it results in death. I thought that was a moth. Perfect, thank you. That was quite the exhaustive reply. I think I'm getting some interesting information from all of these anyway. Did I talk to everybody? This is the only person I never
Hold it!
Let me press it. Why have you been guarding that tower? As you might know, that bell tower suddenly appeared out of nowhere about 3 months ago. It has an overwhelming presence, and it looks as if it's been here forever. It's a bad omen. It's the Great Witch's doing. Simply put, the townspeople are scared of it. That's why, Defender. The Vigilantes were compelled to step in and keep an eye on that tower, in order to ease the minds of the townsfolk. That bell tower is in fact tied to 2 dreadful incidents. 2? You shouldn't have to ask. The alchemist committed suicide a few days after its appearance. Right. She's talking about Bill Duke. And now this most heinous crime. The murder of the storyteller. The bell tower is cursed. It is the curse of the Great Witch. Next witness, continue testimony. Alright. Alright, just the randomness isn't that bad. I can deal with it. Let's see what this Foxy says. Do I need to press this?
Hold it!
Press everything, though. So you have steel high heels? Yes, boy. See? Foxy seals are always Foxy seals are always polished to sparkle. Wow. I can see myself in the reflection. They're like mirrors. Did you notice anything suspicious during the incident? Not really. I was busy having some tea at the time. You were having tea? I made it for her. Tea with milk is just the thing for rainy afternoons. But weren't you supposed to be guarding the bell tower? I couldn't possibly walk around in the rain. My stilettos would get dirty. Ah, these lovely stilettos. Their tips as sharp as Inquisitor Barnum's sword. And when they grind against my armor with such force and passion, I am the happiest man on earth. Would you like me to squish you under my stilettos? Just say the word. No, I'm fine, thanks. It's not every day someone offers to tread on you. Maybe it's a labyrinthian custom. I get walked all over in court often enough as it is. Why do I need to press these things? Stupid press everything roll. I have no idea what you mean. You're such a hopeless man. Actually, all men are. Don't you also dream of feeling that beautiful pointed tip of her shoe brutally digging into your back? Do you, Nick? No. Anyway, you mentioned us. Are there more fans of Foxy's? Yeah, sure there are. Servius is one of us too. Yeah, I suspect that he meant that guy. Oh, that look! You're not averse to that sort of thing either, huh, Defender? In that case, have a look at this. It's the mark left by Foxy's stiletto. Wow, isn't that amazing? That doesn't look like a stiletto footprint. I must say, you've been quite beautifully trodden on there. See how it exquisitely tapers to a point? That deserves to be called art. Okay, I guess it is. Oh, I'm so jealous, Servius. Such charming beauty, born from a dirty mud. About that muddy footprint, why didn't you wash it off? What? Don't be silly. Have you ever exchanged a handshake with a beautiful singer? It's just like that. Anyway. Foxy was wearing high heels that whole time. That's an important point, I think. Was it?
Hold it!
You discovered the intruder. Can you tell me more about that? It's just... Excuse me? If you want to ask me something, address me by my name. Make fun of me because I'm a baron and I'll make you regret it. I have no idea what he's saying. Okay. Disbijon Chuck Mill. Can't he get it right, can he? I'm not taking you down anymore. Oh, come on. Can you please tell us about what you know? This evening, during the incident, what did you see? Sure. I saw the witch footprints, and that's what I saw. Good job, Maya, but how? Suspicion sounds kind of Mayan? Suspicionalism. Do you mean these footprints? Drawn in the sketch? Aye. Those are the ones. And then? What did you do after discovering the intruder? The chief told me to report the intruder I saw, right? Excuse me, Mr. Boystrom. Oh! Let's just out of the blue. Have some respect for the vigilantes. Is there anything you'd like to comment on from number 9's testimony? Comments? Ah, well, certainly. I remembered about his report. Strange footprints appeared on the bell tower staircase. Why didn't you investigate as soon as it was reported to you? We are the fast-footed vigilantes. The most dutiful of knights, giving our all for the utmost sense of accomplishment. It is unthinkable that we would not launch an investigation after a report like that. And yes, I don't recall any such report being passed on to the Inquisition. That's right. I had my hands full with assigning tasks to each of the vigilantes myself. So I got a hold of a reliable vigilante and gave him the following order. Investigate the suspicious footprints that appeared on the staircase immediately. That's what I said to him. Who was that reliable vigilante? Huh? It was... Well, I'm having a bit of trouble remembering just who it was. But I'm sure it was a young and high-spirited vigilante. Was it you?
Hang on!
Can I ask you something, Mr. Shaky? Oh, he fell again. Nick, don't! You can't expose that poor guy to ruthless questioning. Just look at him. He may not be able to take it. Ugh. How am I supposed to talk to him then? Let's try this again. Please excuse me, Mr. Shaky. The person the captain asked to investigate the suspicious footprints. Was that you, by any chance? Yes. What? It was him? I feel compelled to say this, but... although Mr. Shaky may be young, very few would describe him as high-spirited. Huh? What? That may be so, but... what of it? Mr. Shaky, did you not follow your orders? Did you investigate the footprints? I investigated them, of course. Orders are orders. Everyone looked to be very busy. No one would listen to me. Now someone finally asked me about it. Vigilante Shaky, ready to report. This was very convoluted testimony. But at least now we know that this young man's report didn't reach anyone because the seniors were too busy to listen. Yeah, people treat me like a bairn. Did my report go to waste? Ah, now I remember. Huh? What are you talking about? Yes, I saw them. I saw the muddy footprints in the bell tower. But I didn't report it to the chief. And now I remember why I didn't report it. If that's the case, you will add it to your testimony. Yes, my lord. When I saw those muddy footprints, at first I figured they were Foxy's.
Hold it!
You thought the footprints were Miss Foxy's. Yeah, she's always doing whatever she likes, causing us nothing but trouble. I was sure she'd entered the bell tower to take shelter from the rain, leaving those footprints. Well, we already saw that they weren't hers. Excuse me, boy, how did you think that? That place is off limits, isn't it? I take orders seriously, and I value obedience. Foxy, give us any orders you wish. We will obey you, whatever you require of us. However, you told us a different story before, Mr. Lywood. You previously stated that when you saw the footprints, you thought they were those of a witch. Did you think that Miss Foxy was a witch? Well, I didn't mean it literally, it's just that... Foxy can be such a bother. You can't help but call her a witch sometimes. You can understand that, right? You can see what kind of a person... Oh, you can see what kind of a person she is. If that's the case, then the footprints you saw on the bell tower... must have looked like they were left by stilettos. Yeah, those stilettos. She likes to dig them into other men's backs. Whoops. I accidentally pressed the thing in the wrong area. There are men in this world who enjoy that sort of thing, too. It's best not to think about it. You never mistake those footprints. Fox's footprints are unique. I would have thought that they were just Fox's footprints. So that's why he didn't report his findings. In case you want to know, they weren't mine. I didn't leave those muddy footprints in the bell tower. Now that's weird. Yes, it is. Is it this one to press?
Hold it!
To make them compare? I have to question that. Yeah. Is this one of those things where I have to question even though they didn't have... Even though he didn't comment on it? I don't think I get punished for doing it, so I think it should be okay. Alright, so... There, okay. It was the guy next to Shaky.
Hang on!
Okay, fine. Maybe I just have to finish up
Hold it!
and then I'll be able to question them. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure we've met before. Mr. Wordsmith, was it? Wordsmith? Must disappoint you, young one. I'm not familiar with that unusual name. Wordsmith, a smith of words. Would that not be the storyteller? You mean you don't remember? I do not. From where did this wordsmith come? To where did he head? And where will he next arrive? I know not. Regardless, such questions are of no concern to any of us. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind. Allow me to indulge in my dream for a while longer, young one. You're not fooling anyone, Grandpa. An awful lot must have happened to him since the other trial. Maybe. But just what the heck's the matter with all these vigilantes? Okay, maybe I just show the evidence. There's too many of them. I've never handled this many witnesses at once. I don't think you've handled this many witnesses in one case. It's gonna be a humongous undertaking squeezing information out of this wacky bunch. The footprints left from the bell tower store our best lead. Some of the witnesses saw them. Focus on that and press them on. Okay. I guess I just have to... When he says that he thinks it's... Figured it was Foxy's. There's my presentation here.
Objection!
You seem pretty sure that the footprints in the bell tower were Miss Foxy's. In other words, the footprints you saw were stiletto footprints. With pointy tips? Yeah, pointy. They were hers for sure. And yet we have a sketch of the footprints as they were found after the incident. Oh, these footprints, they have rounded tips. So you see, Mr. Lywood, your testimony contradicts the evidence. No way. That sketch was drawn by the court illustrator based on how we found the crime scene immediately after the incident. I can guarantee that the sketch is accurate. Well, I saw what I saw. There's no way I was wrong. How can you say that? The reason is pretty simple. I've seen footprints like those in a sketch. It wouldn't have occurred to me that they might be foxes. Exactly. These are nothing like foxes. Yeah, show us yours. There you go. Sweet Foxy's footprints look like this. It's quite puzzling. Perhaps the defense could explain this contradiction. Only one trail of footprints was found in the bell tower. One of the witnesses claims the footprints had pointy tips. The court illustrator's sketch of the crime scene shows they were rounded. Is this account correct, or is the sketch that shows the truth? They're both correct. I think it was changed. Somehow. Both the witness and the sketch are correct, Your Honor. What? Two different types of footprints were observed at the bell tower. Now, if neither party is mistaken, it means that two trails of footprints were left at the stairs.
Objection!
It's so obvious I shouldn't have to mention it. If you trust that sketch presents the facts accurately, there was only one trail left on those steps. You can see it quite clearly.
Objection!
Actually, it's possible the sketch is showing two trails. How would that be? Let's organize this evening's events on time. Mr. Lywood discovered the footprints soon after the rain stopped. Which means that at that point, someone had already entered the bell tower. Yes, that would be the case. The footprints that were observed then had pointed tips. And then, sometime later, another person went up those stairs. That person left different footprints. Footprints that had rounded tips. Oh, I think I can see where this is going. I'm glad you followed, Your Honor. You see, the second person walked on the footprints that had already been left, perfectly covering them up as they went. What? This explains why only one trail of footprints was left.
Objection!
Preposterous. That's just too far-fetched. It does seem to be a little bit graspy. What makes you say that? Even we can tell you that much. There's no way there were two intruders. It's a big stretch, honey. And if a body of them was a witch that was invisible, you would have seen the other one. What you're saying makes sense, but it's the fact that none of you noticed the second intruder. And the only explanation for that is that the second intruder was also a witch, who had also made herself invisible when she entered the bell tower. What the heck? Order, order, order! There were two witches?
Objection!
Ludicrous. Are you honestly suggesting that two witches managed to sneak into the bell tower? It may seem ludicrous to you, but you can't say it's not a possibility. It's easy to bat around the possibilities, but your theory alone doesn't change anything. Or perhaps you have some proof to support your little story? Because we do have proof that Espella Cantabella was, in fact, in the bell tower at the time of the crime. Not only was she seen by many people, but this was found at the crime scene afterwards, too. Espella's pendant. If you think there was one more person in the bell tower, then prove it, defender. Very well then, the defense shall present evidence. I shall? Is it the robe? Do you have proof that someone other than the accused was in the bell tower? Maybe?
Take that!
Oh, what is that? This robe was found at the top floor of the bell tower. As you can see, it's way too big for Espella. Yes, indeed. It seemed to belong to a much taller person. Vigilantes, I'd like you all to confirm something for me. You've been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared, correct?
Indeed we have, sir.
Had anyone ever gone up to the bell tower before the incident this evening?
Of course not. What would be our purpose if we freely allowed people inside? Suspicious or not, sadly no one ever approaches our bell tower. I see. Then...
How did this rogue get up there?
Do you get it now? There must have been a second witch in the bell tower. Order! Order! So, there were 2 witches inside that tower. Exactly, Your Honor. It's true that the defendant was seen in the bell tower at the time of the crime. But if another witch was present too, it's impossible to say for sure that it was Miss Cantabella who summoned the fire dragon.
Objection!
Calm down, everyone. We must not let this defender confuddle our understanding of the situation.
It was the great witch Espella that summoned the fire dragon.
I'm gonna expose her for what she is.
We've braved fierce rapids, scaled high mountains, and crossed vast plains to testify in this court and expose the great witch. What are they talking about? You'll know soon.
High Inquisitor Darklaw, permit us to testify again.
You believe you can reveal the truth about the accused?
Yes, Lady Darklaw. We may be just a bunch of commoners, but we shall offer you our testimony with passion, purpose, and plausibility. Let us speak now, for the sake of Labyrinthia.
Oh man, for the sake of my sanity, please don't speak. Permission granted. May your words be as sharp as swords. And cut through all lies and fallacies straight to the truth.
Is it going to be 10 statements again? The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at the town square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared.
I still cannot forget the sound of that terrible incantation. It was undoubtedly that girl's voice.
We ran towards the tower as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. We split into 2 groups at the entrance. One group to guard it and the other to chase down the witch. I was in the first group.
I was one of the pursuers who ran into the tower and got the witch. There was no one but us at the crime scene. We captured the girl. There was nowhere for anyone to hide there. There was no other witch, I'm sure of it. I was guarding the entrance and had the door locked.
That's right, young one. The fateful bell tower. The fateful incident. We saw them with our own faithful eyes. Well, I suppose that can again be summed up by saying you all did the best you could.
The vigilantes were the first to arrive at this crime scene. Their testimony is credible.
It does seem so. And if what they say is indeed true, it would be decisive proof of the accused guilt. Our opponent is a witch, a great witch to be exact. Things probably aren't as simple as they seem.
If you think so, feel free to look for any cracks in their testimony. If there are any, and if you're up to it.
Defender, you may begin the interrogation.
Okay. Should I... time to press everything again.
Hold it!
Shortly before sunset, there were lots of people in the town square, weren't there? All of the people were in the square. You read the contents of the story, didn't you? You read the contents of the story. The town's grand finale was kind of a big deal, huh? It happened only several hours ago. Sight will never forget. The storyteller noticed the Great Witch first. She appeared at the bell tower, and she conjured a flame above her figure. The storyteller fixed his gaze on that flame. But it was already too late. The Great Witch uttered an incantation. Grandworm.
Hold it!
By that girl, you mean? What a question. I mean, Espella Cantabella. Who else? She took her father's life with that fearsome word. Yeah, no doubt about it. That voice belonged to Espella Cantabella. That fiendish voice. It even made me shudder. A little. Oh, yes. She shouted that dreadful incantation. Ignaze. Wrong trial, Grandpa. That wasn't even the same witch. It looks like they all remember her voice. Well, to be honest, I also think it was Espella's voice. Maybe it's better not to dig too deep into this topic. Or to admit that at this particular juncture.
Hold it!
Wait, how did they keep their eyes on her? Didn't she, like, faint behind the wall? Were the vigilantes the first to arrive at the crime scene? Of course! I was worried the Great Witch may escape us. So I never took my eyes off her until I reached the bell tower. You didn't lose sight of her even once? No. Even when I tripped on a pebble and fell down, I kept my eyes fixed on her. You fell down? It's dangerous to run without paying attention to where you're stepping. I mean, do we all acknowledge that it's impossible to have kept their eye on her completely all the way up? I saw my fellow vigilantes capture the Great Witch. That's when I tripped and fell. It was impossible for someone else to have traded places with the person who summoned that fire dragon. Therefore, the Great Witch Bizella can be none other than Espella Cantabella. Can you tell me which vigilantes were guarding the entrance? It's me and Lottolance. The rest went after the witch. Right, Lottolance? Yeah, I think that's right.
Hold that!
What? What about me? I was there with you. I was guarding the entrance with you. Ah, yes. Now that I think about it, it was quite a scene. Quite a scene. If you want to know more, why don't you ask the kid? I'm fairly certain that I, too, guarded the entrance. Well, whatever I may have been, the winds that blow over the plains will have blown just the same. These guys aren't the best when it comes to teamwork. I'm gonna just keep pressing everything. You did it? You caught the witch? She was as if in a daze. I too was in a daze. Then I seemed to fall unconscious. It seemed I captured her. That means you climbed the tower before anyone else. Yes, that's correct. Let me tell you, the guy's the fastest among us. Runs at breakneck speed. Number 5 is very light. I'm quite jealous of his feathery build. I just don't know what to say.
Hold it!
Are you sure there's no one else? Very sure. There are only 2 people on the top floor. His voice is the dreamy voice, sorry. Huh? Wait a second, you said 2? Yes, 2. It was me and my sweet Foxy. What? I'm in love. All my attention is directed at Foxy. It's a weak excuse. There were several other vigilantes at the crime scene too, weren't there? Yeah, probably. But that means nothing to me. To me, there's only Foxy. That's my romantic interpretation of events. I wish you would testify about what you actually witnessed. Captured the
girl. There's nowhere for anyone to hide there.
Hold it!
How can you be sure there's nowhere to hide? The whole city was watching the tower at that time. If the witch tried to climb down using a ladder or something, she'd have been seen. That's a fair point. But we're talking about Espella here. She could have become invisible and flown out of the bell tower, you know? It'd be child's play for Espella, since she can use any spell she wants. Right, the Great Witch Espella could have escaped with ease. And yet, Espella was caught at the crime scene. Hear that, Nick? That's further proof there's no way Espella's Espella, right? It's hardly conclusive. I mean, if that was enough to convince everyone, we wouldn't be having this trial. But there's something in Fox's testimony that keeps nagging at me. Was there really no place to hide? Can any evidence in the court record confirm that? Let's go ahead and talk to this kid.
Hold it!
We locked the door to the bell tower. Hi! Oh, he was the new recruit. Was he the new recruit that locked it? I wasn't gonna let anyone escape. So I turned the key in the lock. You did a great job, didn't you? His intentions weren't bad, but it did more harm than good. Huh? The little boy swallowed the key, and there were no spares. He successfully locked in everyone who'd entered the bell tower. He swallowed the key? That's right. We couldn't get down from the bell tower for some time afterwards. This incident has led us to coin a new word for getting helplessly trapped. It's getting quite popular. Don't go around attaching strange meanings to people's names. So you could say we got ourselves kind of in Labyrinthian. Look at you, a budding expert on Labyrinthian slang. Alright. He basically told me to present for Foxy's. And I've been talking about this because I'm like, no.
Objection!
The eyes of the whole town were on the bell tower and the entrance was locked. Witches may be able to make themselves invisible, but they can't physically disappear. Which means it's not unreasonable to suggest that escaping from the bell tower was nearly impossible. However, hiding themselves after the incident is a different story. That's a sketch of the bell tower, isn't it? Most fascinating. Well, Defender, how about you show us? Enlighten us as to where exactly the witch could have hidden. I think that, actually, I feel like she could have very easily hidden in the belfry because nobody goes there.
Got it!
She hid here, of course, at the very top of the bell tower.
Objection!
It may seem like a plausible place to hide. However, that part of the bell tower is inaccessible to anyone. The stairs don't go up as far as the belfry.
Objection!
High Inquisitor Darklaw, we're talking about a witch here. A witch can do lots of things that are impossible to us with the use of magic. If you were a true knight of the court, you'd show us evidence rather than trying to justify your vague theories with the use of magic. She kinda has a point, Nick. How else could someone get to the top of the bell tower? There has to be a way. Was it magic or something a little more plausible? Whatever it was, I need proof. It was a ladder! It's getting late. I see no point in dwelling on this. Defender, you may continue the interrogation. Okay.
Hold it!
Moving right along. The witch could have used magic to remain unseen. Sorry to disappoint you, but no one used any magic at that time. What makes you so sure? To cast a spell, what would you need to say that spell's incantation? And we heard no incantations, nor any other suspicious noises.
Whoa. It sounded like a lot of people had issues. Is he gonna be useful? I don't know whether he's gonna be useful. She's surprisingly useful. He's also surprisingly useful. He's the one talking. I'm gonna talk to Shaky here.
Hang on!
Mr. Shaky. I didn't mean to startle you. Do you have anything to add to Mr. Treadon's testimony? Yes. I think there was something. A strange noise. You actually heard something at the crime scene? And you say it was a strange noise? Yes. Maybe I should have talked to you. Oh, but you did, Nick. It's just cruel. What? I didn't do anything. I can't remember if I heard anything odd when we were in the bell tower. Excuse me, Mr. Shaky. It looks like we're temporarily one witness down. Let's give him a break. Maybe someone else heard that noise. Wright said he didn't hear anything unusual. It wasn't only Shaky that seemed to have a different opinion on the matter. Let's question the other witnesses too. Okay.
Hold it!
It might be Wordsmith because he's on the other side. I was trying to think logically from the game. Like, okay, what would be the hardest thing to get to? Or the thing that would be less likely to choose?
Hang on!
Ah, it is Wordsmith. Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith. I do not know anyone by that name. Yeah. Anyway, would you like to comment on Mr. Treadon's testimony? I see you have nothing to say. He's in green field mode again. Do not rush to conclusions, gentlemen. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind. Yep, I knew you'd say that. And yet, a single shaft of light has shone through the dark abyss of my memory. I heard something in the bell tower when we went to apprehend the witch. What did you hear? Was it an incantation? No, it wasn't an incantation. Nevertheless, it sounded like a woman's voice. Mr. Wordsmith, that is extremely important information. Please add this to your testimony. Yes, I shall do that. It's best that I tell you about it now before I forget again. As the defender requested, you will now testify about the sound you heard. Yeah, somebody else said something about hearing sobbing.
Hold it!
You heard a woman sobbing. Yes, sobbing, or perhaps wailing. Eek, 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 eek. Sounded a bit like hinges in need of some grease. That's not exactly what I was picturing. Boy, his falsetto packs a serious punch. And there was another noise, too. Clack, 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 clack. Okay, this sounds like a machine. It's a rather pleasant sound, rather like the wooden cogs in motion. Could we be at this point here? There's some sort of contraption, right? E, clack, 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 clack. What does that contraption do? Huh? And another sound. A clink, clank of chains creaking. We've come a long way from the sound of a woman crying. Ah, I remember now. A woman's scream. It was likely the contraptions. On second thought, I heard it too. I remember
remember a certain wailing, creaking noise flowing through the air. And when did you hear it? We ran to the bell tower, and I think it was when we arrived at the entrance. Indeed, only the quickest of us got there in time to hear it. I don't know why I used that voice for him. I'm running. There are 10 of them, guys. I'm losing all semblance of anything here. Mr. Wordsmith is a fast runner? Gotta be honest, Nick, never saw that coming. And it might speak more for the slowness of the other vigilantes. Anyway, we've got a new piece of info. Vigilantes heard some noises resembling machinery in the tower. I wonder what was making all those eeks and clinks and clacks. Is there any machinery up in that bell tower? Now's the perfect time to present something that may have some connection to those noises. So you're all saying pretty much the same thing. Okay, I would love to... Would it be at Wordsmith's thing? Yeah.
Objection!
I wonder if I could have done that if I didn't press it. Because if I didn't know that it was making a clink clank sound, like, why would I press, or why would I present this machine? You know? Anyway, the defense has a theory regarding the source of those strange sounds. It was most likely this. This mechanism is in the middle floor of the bell tower. That reminds me. There was some contraption up there, unlike anything I'd seen before. That's right, Chief. We never touched it, though. How about we try operating this contraption and see what it does? Oh yeah, right, we're outside. We may just be able to reproduce the sound that Mr. Lottolance heard at the crime scene. Right, we might be onto something. But it was I who testified about it before that young man. I talked about it too. Well, it's got my curiosity. Let's see you set that contraption in motion. My lord, just leave it to me. Oh, I think a cutscene is ready. Get ready, everyone. Prick up your ears. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, that did sound a little bit like wailing. That's it! It's the very same sound I heard. Oh, it is. It's what I heard as well. Yes, that's it. Oh, that was shaky. So what did it do? As you've all seen, or rather heard, it's clear that device was operating shortly after the incident.
Objection!
This doesn't change the fact that we know nothing about what that contraption does. Your demonstration hasn't led us to any valuable conclusions.
Objection!
Remember our demonstration a little while ago? Demonstration? I'm referring to that silly contraption.
Objection!
That contraption serves a very specific function. The plan of the bell tower shows no stairs leading up to the belfry. Now, if you think about it in relation to the plan, it's obvious what this contraption is for. It's a mechanism enabling access up to the belfry. What? Is that what it is? Surely we can go up and see. Order! Order! Another witch was in the bell tower when the incident happened. And the reason she wasn't discovered is because she used that contraption to reach the belfry and hide up there.
Objection!
Hold your horses, Defender. You seem oblivious to the contradiction in your reasoning. What do you mean? I'm talking about your little demonstration earlier. Yes, the device was set in motion and made some strange noises. And yet, that's all it did. That's right. Nothing else happened. It was a device for accessing the top of the tower. Why didn't it take us there? Because they didn't put the thing in. Ergo, the contraption is of no relevance to this case.
What did they do? Did they just, like, turn the gears? How did they turn it on? Which brings us back to my erstwhile conclusion that there was no...
Objection!
It's too early to say that, High Inquisitor. Why is that? Sure, our demonstration didn't show it. Maybe the device didn't work because it wasn't used correctly. Why do you think so? My reasoning is simple. Let's just say it would be troublesome if just anyone could go up and sound that bell. So it's reasonable to assume that access to the belfry would be restricted. In other words, the special key would be needed. A key. And I think I know just what that key is. Okay, there we go. Before I ask you to present evidence, I'd like to summarize your theory. You believe that there was another witch in the bell tower at the time of the incident, and that this witch used a contraption within the tower to make her way up to the belfry and hide there. Your whole theory rests solely upon that contraption. If it doesn't allow access to the belfry, then your reasoning is completely wrong. I'm sure you know what that would mean for Espella. Your mistake will seal her fate. Yes, I'm aware of that. All right then. The defense shall prove its theory. Show us the key needed to operate the contraption in the bell tower. Hold on. How did they make it go? Anyway.
Take that!
The key to the contraption is this pendant. That belongs to the accused, doesn't it? That's right. We found it at the crime scene. Torn off her neck. Now, if we take a look at the bottom part of this contraption, there's a depression here about the exact same size of the pendant. Oh, yes, I remember it. A hole in the shape of that pendant. But I don't get it. Why would that pendant be the key to the bell tower? I don't know either. At least not for now. The point is, it definitely is. With this pendant, we should be able to operate the contraption and access the belfry. Well then, the court would grant the defense a chance to prove its assertion. However, you shall be given one chance only. Are you puzzling? Are you ready, Defender? Make sure you are prepared for the consequences of a mistake. This will be your only chance. If it doesn't work, that'll be the end of it. Yes, I'm ready. I've got to be right about this. Good. To be honest, this looks like a puzzle. I wish the professor was here. This is totally his field of expertise. Are you ready, Nick? Should we give it a try? Yeah, it's gotta work. Spella's fate depends on this. Talk about pressure. I've got to stay calm. Ah, we are puzzling. Interesting. Puzzle during a court scene. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Pendant light is reflected by the blue gems on the circumference of the gears of the machine. Each gear will rotate 90 degrees when turned. Rotate the gears to align the blue gems and redirect the light. The large central gem will only reflect light when in the vertical position, and when rotated, light must hit the red gems on either side at the same time. Okay, Nick, let's give this thing a shot. Whoa! A beam of light. Of course, this must be the key. That light is just beginning to be... is begging to be pointed at one of those red gems. You're right. Still, it looks like there's some kind of trick to the whole thing. A trick? Yeah, think about it. There are two gems. I bet we have to light them both simultaneously. Looks like we're gonna have to do it with only this single beam of light, too. Well, are you sure we can pull that off? I have no clue, but we've got no choice but to try. All we have to do is move the gears and bounce the light off those blue gems. Alright, no time for the jitters, Nick. We've got to make this work for Espella. Okay,
It said that the central gem would reflect light when in the vertical position. But how do I put it in the vertical position? Well, that's exciting. Oh, that's forced there too. It's forced a certain way, I see. Did you see that? It lit up for like a second. Yeah, it did, but that was only one gem. Gives, nothing's happening. What exactly did you expect? The gems must be lit simultaneously. But there's only one light. It's impossible. Indeed. Now then, I believe we have our answer, just as you say, impossible. Oh. Wait a second, let me try just one more time. It will not be necessary, your time is up. Wait. Or have you already forgotten? You were given only one chance to back up your claim. No way! No, I haven't lost. No way. No, they wouldn't pull me out of that like that. No, there's no way they would pull me out of there like that. I think we have to keep going. In the end, the defense has failed to prove its theory. Contraption cannot be operated with a pendant. But the pendant fit right into the mechanism. There's no way that's a coincidence. Oh, maybe the professor is gonna come. But still, no matter how much I try, it seems impossible to direct the light at both gems simultaneously. It seems your foolish experiment wasn't too much of a waste of time. Huh? While you were tinkering with that contraption, the accused regained consciousness. Uh-oh. Oh, Espella! Is she okay? Well, despite seeming a bit confused, she's in better shape now. Although, I wouldn't describe her situation as okay. Quite the opposite, in fact. Don't tell me you've forgotten your agreement with the judge. You failed to prove your theory, and so the accused fate has been decided. There's nothing I can say to that. Attendants, bring in the accused. Professor, I'm gonna need you to show up with a miracle here.
Accused, the trial has reached its conclusion in your absence. The court shall now announce its verdict.
The verdict. You are the Great Witch, and your true name is Bezella. This evening, a terrible crime took place. You killed your father, the storyteller, using the spell Grandworm. Does the accused have anything to say?
Yes, I am Bezella, the one that brought calamity upon this town. And my memories are proof of this. I remember the legendary fire in which this town was burned to the ground. And this day several hours ago, I summoned a fire dragon and took my own father's life. There is no doubt that the Great Witch is a part of me.
Wait a second. Does she have another pendant?
I understand.
Hold it!
She's holding a pendant. No, Espella, you can't. Don't say that. You're under a spell. Don't give up just yet. Fool. What? You've been fighting a battle in this court. You've come here with your logic, finding contradictions to astound everyone. It was your battle, not hers. So how can you be telling her not to give up, when you have already dropped your sword? If you are a true knight of the court, you will fight your battle to the end. Wait, are you encouraging me? Why is she telling me this? It almost sounds like she's encouraging me. Yeah, exactly. What? Is she waiting for something?
No, it's okay, Mr. Wright. Ever since I was little, I can only remember being all alone. But that's not really true. There were people who were dear to me and memories that I cherished. At least, I think there were. But I've already lost all that. They were taken from me the moment I became Espella.
Poor Espella.
Since then, I started working at Aunt Patty's bakery. I met Mr. Wright, Maya, Mr. Layton and Luke. The four of you did all you could to help me. I am truly happy to have met you. But blame for the Great Witch's crimes rests solely on my shoulders. So let's put an end to this now. Espella must not remain in this town.
Yeah, see, look.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
I think Phoenix just has to notice it. Espella. Notice it, Phoenix. Oh my gosh. Well, then, it's time for the final verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. Isn't there anything I can do? I just need something. Anything that could offer even a single glimmer of hope in this darkness of despair. Like that thing on her wrist. Which would be the way to put two beams of light, if that causes another beam of light. There's gotta be something, right?
Objection!
Keep fighting. Also, maybe Darklaw isn't as bad as I thought, because she was just encouraging me? I don't... Why was she so uncomfortable about the pendant the first time, though? What is her aim? Your Honor, please hold off with the verdict. What's that, Defender? It's too early to pass the final judgment on Espella. What? Explain yourself. You said earlier that the trial has reached its conclusion. But there's something we have yet to examine. What are you suggesting? Do you mean to say you have some new evidence? But surely there can't possibly be any new evidence at this late stage. Very well, Defender. We shall play along with you just one more time. Now, show us this evidence that we haven't yet seen. A new crucial piece of evidence. There's only one place where it can be. It's in Espella's possession. I have it? I saw it for a second. Something there that she shouldn't have. I know that contradicts what we've heard. My gut feeling tells me that this item is the key to this whole case. Most interesting. I shall enjoy watching you hopelessly struggle through this, like a fish caught in a net. Now, Defender, show us this new evidence that the accused supposedly has in her possession. It's right there.
Got it!
Espella, can I see the bracelet on your left hand?
Yes, certainly. If you'd like. It's actually a pendant, you know? But the strap got torn somehow when I was up in the bell tower. And that's why I've had it around my wrist since. Well, just before this trial started.
But this pendant... It looks exactly the same as the one we already have here. Wait a minute, what's all this? We confiscated her pendant at the crime scene. Why is she wearing it now? I don't get it. It's giving me a headache. So someone else had that pendant. So I was right. I have another question about this pendant. Espella, do you remember when exactly the strap broke?
I'm trying to remember, but no, I can't. I know it was still fine when we parted ways, but...
In other words, she has no memory of it. She doesn't remember when it broke, or when she tied it to her wrist. That's certainly bizarre, I must say. Your pendant has already been submitted as evidence.
Objection!
And yet Espella still has her pendant. That's a fact we can all attest to. Which means... there must have been two pendants to begin with. Really?
Objection!
So there are two, and the accused was caught red-handed at the crime scene. Whether this pendant is hers or not doesn't change anything.
Yeah. She was caught red-handed by us, the vigilantes. This pendant proves something crucial to this case. It can't be more crucial than us catching her at the crime scene. The second pendant wasn't dropped by Espella. So, as the defense already suggested, one more person was at the crime scene. What? What? Order! Accused, submit your pendant as evidence this instant.
Yes, my lord. Nick. If we have two pendants to work with, maybe we can see if that strange contraption will work this time.
Now it makes sense. That must be why it didn't work before. Let's do it. Your Honor, the defense would like to try operating the mechanism in this bell tower one more time. Why now? The contraption didn't work before because we only had one pendant. Both pendants are needed to operate it properly. Foolishness. Try as many times as you like, it's no use. High Inquisitor Darklaw, you know this is a waste of time.
If it's not going to work anyway, why not let the defender see for himself?
Thank you, Darklaw. What?
Defender, if you think you can operate the contraption with two pendants, then I suggest you go ahead and try it. Unless it has already dawned upon you that such a plan is futile.
The defense shall be given one more chance to verify its theory about the aforementioned contraption. Let us now make our way to the bell tower.
It's going to be your last try.
I know.
Are you not terrified? The life of the accused rests in your shaky hands. You won't be having any more let me try again, please your honors. Besides, you must be aware that this puzzle may well be unsolvable.
I wouldn't have been able to solve a puzzle like this before arriving here in Labyrinthia. But now I'm sure I can take on any puzzle. It's all thanks to you, Professor. You taught me that every puzzle has a solution. I have everything I need now. What do you say, Maya? Should we hurry up and get started?
Sure thing. It's puzzle busting time.
Pendant light is reflected by the blue gems. Each gear will rotate 90 degrees when turned.
Rotate the gears to align the blue gems to redirect the light. The large central gem will only reflect light when in vertical position. And when rotated, the light must hit the red gems on either side at the same time. I don't want to accidentally make it hit a gem. Oh, okay. Whew. Alright, that's what I was afraid of. I'm like, I don't want it to accidentally hit a gem, not simultaneously. Wait. Okay. So, now. That was easy.
The answer here is obvious. This ace attorney just aced this puzzle.
Yeah. Success! As the red gems shine with an intense light, the larger gem on the pillar begins to emit a glaring light. I'm sure I did it right. Nothing's happening. It really does sound like wailing and screaming. The sound. This is... What an astounding contraption! What do we have here? Still no comparison to the incomparable astoundingness of Mother Nature. Oh, I'd like to climb up those stairs. I like being on the top. We shall escort you. I'm gonna take... Try? Is that what that's supposed to say? Okay, Nick. Let's go see what's upstairs.
Nick, isn't this bell?
Yay, voice acting.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the bell that was taken from underground. The bell of ruin. The bell that must not be sounded.
Nice creepy voice there you got there, Phoenix.
Nick, there's someone hiding behind the bell.
There is?
Ah,
Kira.
it's you. Now that's the last person I expected to find here. Miss Kira.
Yeah! It's the end. To be continued. What is happening? Okay. Kira keeps popping up like that. I don't know what that deal is. I can't believe she was still up there after all that time. So, is she the Great Witch Bezella? Also, what is happening? Also, that's so weird if she's the Great Witch Bezella, because she was saying that Espella was the Great Witch Bezella and was all like, hey, send her to the fire. That's why I framed her. Though, I guess that just means that she's framing her again, if she's the one who cast the spell. I'm so confused. And Darklaw seemed to be on our side for a second there, so maybe she is trustworthy? But she sent Barnum to the dungeons because of treason. What is happening? Well, I guess we'll find out as the story continues next time. But wow, I don't know. And I don't remember. I mean, I remember a thing, but I don't remember that. It's not helpful. What I remember is not helpful for anything that's happening right now. In fact, if anything, it just makes it more confusing because I'm like, oh, I know this fact about things. Which is making everything else more confusing because I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense because I know this fact. Yeah. Hard to explain without, telling you what the fact is. So I'm just gonna go now. And I will talk to you guys next time.